Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing Leetcode problem 697, degree of an array in JavaScript. It's considered an easy problem. Given a non-empty array of non-negative integers nums, the degree of this array is defined as the maximum frequency of any of its elements. Your task is to find the smallest possible length of a contiguous subarray of nums that has the same degree as nums. All right, what does this mean? Let's look at this example first. We're going to look at example 2 first. So what they're asking is, given this array of numbers, first thing we want to identify is which number occurs most frequently, right? So 1, 1, so 1 occurs twice, 2, 2, 2, 2 occurs 3 times, 3 occurs 1 time, 4 occurs 1 time. So the number that occurs most frequently is 2. So if we take the first 2 and the last 2, right? If we count those numbers and all the numbers in between, we get our output 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's our output. Here, let's look at example 1. So you want to find the smallest possible length, right? So in this instance, or in this example, we have 1 occurring twice, 2 occurring twice, and 3 occurring once. So both 1 and 2 occur twice. So if we do the same thing we did here with both of those, take 1 and 1, the amount of numbers that occurs with 1 and 1 and in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 1's is 5, 2's is just 1 and 2. So we want to take the smallest possible length. So we choose the 2's and our output is 2. So that's how this works. So let's grab this first example. Let's move over to CodePen. Whoops, that's not what we want. All right. So now we got our variable and our output. Let's create our function. Let's log into the console so we know what's going on. We should get undefined because we're not returning anything. Okay, first thing we want to do is we're going to create an object, an empty object. We'll just call it obj. And we're going to loop through nums, and for every number that we come across, we're going to basically an object. At the end of the day, we want every number that exists and the number of times it appears. So in order to do that, we're going to loop through nums. I'm going to use the map method because why not? And we can say if num in object, that's how we detect if a key exists in an object. So this would be the key. This is whatever your object is named. So if that exists in an object, we increment its value by 1. If it doesn't exist, we create a key value pair of the num with its value of 1. And so now we're going to return something. So we're going to make sure this works. So we're going to return object. Okay. Good. So we see here that 1 occurs twice, 2 occurs twice, 3 occurs once. All right. So next thing we want to do is we're going to create an array. Called maxed values. At the beginning, it'll be an empty array. Now we're going to loop through our object. And here what we're going to do is we're going to determine what the max value is. Okay. So we need another variable now called max. And we'll set that to 0 for now. And then we're going to say if object at key is greater than or equal to max, max is going to equal object key. So that's going to determine what our max value is. So if we return max, we should see 2. And we do. Good. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an array or wait a minute. Hold on, I'm getting a little confused here. Oh, yes. So we're going to create... Oh, we already created that. Yeah, we got max values here. So now we loop once again through our object. And we want to only include key value pairs and max values of the max elements, right? so we want to leave out 3. So we're going to say if object or obj key equals max, in this case 2, max values dot push, we're going to use the number keyword as key. Okay. So now if we return max values, we should see a 1 and a 2. And we do. Cool. All right. Last thing we need to do is loop through max values. Then for every value we check in nums how many numbers exist in between and including the first and the last number, right? So because we have 1 and 2, we're going to loop through that max values, and we're going to write some code that says that counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 1, we're going to call it well, it doesn't matter what we call it, but that's going to equal 5, right? And then 2 to 2 is going to equal 2. So eventually what we want to return at the end of the day is 2, because that's the smaller value, because here the smallest possible length of a contiguous subarray of nums, right? Alright, so this is the last step. We loop through max values using the map method. Call our variables num. And then here, what we can do is we can create a start and finish point. You know, you could call it left or right or whatever, but I like start and finish. So that's going to equal nums dot index of num, and then finish is going to equal nums dot last index of num. And then what we can do here, just so you can see what's going on, let's print all these to the console. So start, finish. Okay, 0 and 4, 1 and 2, right? So we're starting with 1, right? So this is index 0, index 4, and then we're looking at 2, index 1, and index 2. So you got 2 numbers here, you got 5 numbers here. So we need to determine what is less, right? So what I'm going to do is create a variable called temp result, and I'm going to set it to 0. And then I'm going to loop through. Well, I'm just going to create a loop, not loop through anything actually. So I'm going to say let I equal start if I is less than finish plus 1, I plus plus. So as we're going through this loop, we're going to increment temp result by 1. So what this is doing is this is calculating, okay, we get to 1, we come here, we increment temp result, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the next iteration we have 2. We come here, we get 1, 2. So what we do here is we say if temp result, and I left something out up here, we need to create a variable called result, set it to infinity. So we're going to say if temp result is less than result, result equals temp result. Now, if we return result, we'll get 2. And we do. Good. Alright, well, let's copy all this stuff here. And let's move over to Leetcode. Paste it in. Format our code. I'm going to go ahead and submit it. There you go. Works. Not fast for my taste. So I probably have to research this algorithm a little bit more to get a faster result. But that does the job for now. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please like my video. It helps my channel grow. If you'd like to see more like these or any CSS battle videos, I got a ton of those in my channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a lot. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and we hope to see you again real soon.